my sister just gave me her ski jacket. Look how pretty it is. She's very clever and she's got really good taste in colours, I think. So I want to wear it all the time. I'm not sure if that's allowed, but it's really pretty. It's a shame we're going to the Gold Coast because I won't get to wear it for a while, but maybe in Melbourne. Today is packing day. These are all the items that I hope to take with me on tour to the Gold Coast. I think I need about half. Oh, and shoes. Yeah, I also want to take a bunch of books, so this is going to be a problem. I'm heading up to the shops to buy some Epsom salts. And the reason for this is when I leave to go to the Gold Coast, there is a very small chance, like a almost nil chance of having a bath in my hotel room. So I'm going to make sure that I have as many baths before I go, so that I have, I don't know, stored them up in my psyche. Anyway, that's why I'm going to the shops. But I thought I'd also talk to you about what to take on tour. This first section of the tour is 4 weeks only, and it's in the Gold Coast, so it's warmer than here in Sydney. And I mean, you pack all your usual things, like you need blacks for the theatre, you need decent black shoes to work in, you need to have a variety of dark clothes that are appropriate for theatre work that are not your blacks, because often we do calls where we don't actually have to be in full blacks, but you don't want to be very visible. And then in reaction to that, everything else that I bring with me is often very like bright or white, flowery dresses, like anything that is like as far away from theatre blacks as you can be, so that when you are not working, you don't feel like you are either just like a slob in your PJs the whole time, which is not good for your well-being, or I don't know, a nicer version of yourself. I'm also strategizing by bringing everything that I haven't worn in the last little while to sort of like hard reset my clothing choices, because I'm such a creature of habit. I think I've worn this red jacket every day for the last 3 weeks since I bought it, and I will continue to wear it. I sort of get into habits of like wanting to wear things that make me feel comfortable, and this is clearly one of those things. Other things that you take on tour, I have taken like a very small version of a mini kitchen, so herbs and spices. I don't want to buy like 6 fresh bottles of herbs and spices from Coles or Woolies, so I take some of those with me. I take some tea, I take a teacup, teapot, because I really like that. I'm also taking like a, what's it called? Vaporizer? Not a vaporizer. A vaporizer is what you use for when you're sick, but this is the one that you put essential oils in. Anyway, it makes the air smell nice, and I'm taking some candles as well. I also pack a blanket because I can't stand hotel room bedding. I think it's really appalling. And getting a good night's sleep is incredibly important to me. The first night I never ever sleep. So being a bit of a princess and bringing, oh, I've got like hair sprogging up. Being a bit of a princess and bringing my own bedding is something I always do. I never bother with a pillow though, because that doesn't bother me. What else do I bring? I try and bring things that make me feel like home. So I bring books. Because it's only 4 weeks, I'll only bring 2 or 3. But if I were going for longer, I might bring more. Sometimes I'll bring like photos to put up on the fridge. I always pack magnets as well, because that's a nice way of dressing up a very grey hotel room. Gosh, apart from that, because we're only in the Gold Coast 4 weeks, we have 4 days off only. The rest of the time we are working. So I don't actually need very much, but it's great to do a trial run and see how much of what I thought I would bring I use. You do have a, someone's building a wall. You do have a laundry facility and a mini kitchen wherever you go. So that's a little bit easier. But oh, that's right, I brought a bunch of cookie cutters that I have yet to use, because I don't know, I assumed that like I would find time to bake some biscuits between now and then, but I haven't. So I'm going to bring those and a rolling pin, because that's something nice to do that's a little creative, takes a few hours of work, but it's not too strenuous. But yeah, like it's mainly about feeling comfortable in the time that you have when you have time off. and not, like, often I find that I get very tired, and so on my day off I want to really stay at home and do nothing. And so finding things that are portable, that are like do nothing things, is how I keep myself entertained. But yeah, I have to work out if it fits into the suitcase. This is so inner west. Somebody has made rosemary curry leaves all chopped up and put their mandarins that are in season. Are they mandarins? I think they're mandarins. So that their neighbours can share them. I think it's just the prettiest thing ever. Look how great that is. I've done a very risky thing, and I've bought ice cream knowing that it takes me about 15-ish minutes to walk home. And my hope is that it's not going to melt entirely by the time I get home. Hopefully I'm okay. It's kind of a cold day. It sounds so lame saying that the nice thing that I did today was walk to the shops and back. But actually, I live in a really pretty suburb. There are so many beautiful little gardens and houses that actually doing that little walk, I don't know, it makes me happy looking at, like, I mean, look at this, look. It's beautiful flowers in people's gates. I mean, all the citrus is in season, so everybody's citrus trees are filled with fruit. And I quite like looking at gardens. Anyway, that's enough of an outing for me. I'm now exhausted. I'm gonna go back inside and have a cup of tea.